Michael Nagy here with Jiggy Jag TV and discoveringbands.com. And for everyone watching who shares video on my channel and help support the awesome bands I feature. And today I'm here with Fleshfield. How you doing today?
Not too bad, Michael. Thanks for having me on.
It's great to have you. And I want to start off and say it's been a while for Fleshfield. And what brought you back?
The absolute need for me to continue making music. That was just, I started having dreams about writing music again, and I just couldn't stay away. It's always been something that I've needed to do as kind of an outlet, and without that outlet, it's been a little rough without it. So I'm really glad that it's back.
There's been a huge, overwhelming support for you coming back. Are you surprised by how many people are really excited?
Yeah, I was not expecting that at all. And it's been awesome. The downside to that is that I'm a little worried that the expectations are really high, and I'm not sure that, that I could meet those expectations. But so far the response has been good, so I'm pleased with that. But no, I was not expecting the welcome that I received when I brought Fleshfield back. That was not at all expected.
And a new record now. You want to tell us a little about that?
Yeah, sure. Started working on it in about March of 2023. I had to get all new equipment and kind of relearn how to write because all of my old equipment was kind of obsolete. And as soon as I started learning how to use the new equipment, things started pouring out. It wasn't as hard as I was expecting it to be, but I'm still not fully comfortable with the new gear yet. I'm still learning how to use it. I'm still learning how to edit things. So so my full potential with the new equipment has yet to be realized, I guess. So the album is kind of a product of me learning how to use all of this new gear that I'm using, which really is all software at this point. The only hardware I have are guitars and a bass at this point. Everything else is plugins and software.
Incredible album. I mean, I listened to the whole thing. It definitely sounds like back to the roots, back to Fleshfield. You got some long tracks on there too. Yeah,
well, I tend to write a little bit. Yeah, I'm not writing pop music where there's kind of a point where people get sick of the track. I'm writing stuff that that is almost like some kind of movement, like an orchestral movement. The pop structures are still there in some of the tracks, but I don't tend to like the real short ones. I don't always think that I can get as much as I want to get across and things that are less than like at least 4.5 to 5 minutes. So yeah.
And you got a bunch of people here in the U.S. that'd like to see you play live. Any plans?
I don't have a live band. I'm terrified of playing live. I have horrible stage fright. I've done it. It would be kind of cool to do again. Right now I don't have a live band, and I would have to get back into shape before being able to do another show. Our old shows, the shows we used to be when I was younger, a lot of energy that I don't have anymore. So I need to get back into shape first, get a band second, and then really try to overcome my stage fright again to do that. So we'll see. We'll see.
It's possible.
It's possible. I wouldn't count on it or hope for it anytime soon, but it is possible, yes.
And now that the new album's out, what's next?
I have already started working on new material. I gave it until I kind of took a break when I finished the album in early August, until basically the day that it was released, and then I immediately jumped back into starting to write stuff again. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do some kind of follow-up to this album or if I'm just going to start doing a whole new album. With the current album, with Voice of the Echo Chamber, there are no B-sides. When I started writing, I just went from track 1 to 10 and then called it quits. With all of my older albums, I had 50 to, in the case of the first album, 100 tracks to choose from when I was putting an album together. With Voice of the Echo Chamber, that wasn't the case. But I do plan, I think, if I'm going to do another album, to write as much as I can and then and then choose which tracks I like the most to put on the new album. I don't think I'm going to just go 1 through 10 again. I want to make sure that I've got a little bit more to choose from for the next one. When that will happen, I don't know. How long I'll give it, I don't know. But I definitely am starting to write again already. I can't stay away.
Do you think you're kind of back for good now? There won't be such a long stretch?
No, I don't think there will be nearly as long as a 19-year stretch between official releases. I'm not going to release another album in 2024. Maybe 2025. I want to take a little bit of time on the next one to see where things go. With Voice of the Echo Chamber, I kind of knew when I started it, this is exactly where I want things to go. At this point, you know, I want to give it some more time so I can figure that out for the next one, because I don't know that for the next one yet.
Yeah, I've been listening to you for a long time now, so when I heard new album, I was like, whoa, this is awesome.
I appreciate it.
Like most people, you said the response is just like, wow, overwhelming. I'm excited to have you back.
Yeah, and I've gotten so many messages and so many people that have been commenting, and again, it's been so awesome. I wasn't expecting it. I have a hard time on social media. First of all, I don't know how to use it because I haven't used it in ages. So I'm still figuring that out. But I'm a little bit of a recluse and an introvert, so it's tough for me to be extroverted even on the internet sometimes. So I apologize to anyone that sent me messages that I haven't gotten back to, or if I haven't responded to posts. It takes a lot out of me to interact. So I appreciate patience. I'll get to everyone. I promise. It's just plus I have, you know, work. I've got 2 kids, dog. So it takes a little bit of time. But I really appreciate all of the kudos and all of the well wishes that I've received from everyone since we announced the new album. It's been amazing.
And let's talk about the new album a little more in depth. You want to tell everyone some of the themes that go into it?
Oh boy, yeah, the entire album. I don't want to call it a concept album, but that's the closest thing I can compare it to is a concept album. It's supposed to tell the story of an individual who goes through the process of radicalization to the point of violence. So the album ultimately is about how an individual can go from being a normal individual to an extremist and then commit a mass shooting. It's not easy subject matter at all, but it's something that I really wanted to explore because I see this pattern that has emerged over the last several years and maybe even over the last decade where this is happening. And I wanted to, and it's terrifying to me, especially now that I have 2 children and this is the world they're growing up in. I wanted to write something that was highly critical of this and points out the fact that we're not really doing anything about it. And it is a growing problem. It's not a shrinking problem. Particularly given social media, partisan news networks, the fact that we all go into our own echo chambers and only want to believe the narratives that comfort us. People can start to believe in a lot of things that simply aren't true, simply aren't facts. And that can push them to do things that they may not have done before. And it's a concern that I've had, so I wanted to address that. It's just a fear that I have that this is going to get worse.
That's a great thing to bring into light because, like you said, it is something that's a huge problem getting worse. So it's great to, you know, address that.
Yeah, I don't think I had much of a choice. When I sit down to write about things, and I'm not writing about, you know, how much I like pizza. Yeah, I'm writing about things that either really piss me off or things that really upset or disturb me. It's a way to get it all out for my own sake. And I'm glad and I'm really pleased when other people can get things out of it as well, of course.
Yeah, now if people want to look you up on social media, get your music online, how do they do that?
So you can get Voice of the Echo Chamber pretty much anywhere. Our website is still active at flesh-field.com. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram, although I'm still trying to figure out how to use Instagram properly. Twitter. And we're on Spotify. We're on Apple Music. You should be able to find us pretty much anywhere. Physical copies can be ordered from anywhere from Amazon to Walmart and all of the streaming services and digital services as well.
Awesome. Well, it was great having you and talking with you, and everyone look them up.
All right. Thank you so much for having me, Michael. Really appreciate it.